It's homecoming night at Prairieville High School, and you're watching the REV Game of the Week. I'm Jeff Porsche, and Coach David Swacker will be with me in just a moment as we have Thursday night football, the first ever homecoming for Prairieville High School, as the Prairieville Hurricanes will host the St. Thomas Aquinas Falcons. Both teams 1-8 on the season. When we come back, we'll talk about the games coming up, and we'll get to the opening kickoff. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
It's game time. That's right. Get ready to rev up, raise the bar, go from 0 to 100. That's why REV is bringing the speed, buku speed, high-powered internet speed that tackles every upload, download, and stream. With the most reliable network born right here in Louisiana, all backed by homegrown support. It's time to experience the power of buku speed. Make the switch to REV. Visit us at letsrev.com.
Yalva's Seafood in Prairieville invites you to dive into a delicious dining experience. Since 2012, Yalva's Seafood has been locally owned and operated, which means meals made from scratch using fresh ingredients. Treat yourself to fresh fried seafood, steaks, and exciting seasonal additions to our menu. Stop in for brunch on Sundays. Enjoy a cold beer while satisfying those taste buds. And of course, there's always something for the little ones, so bring the whole family. Visit Galva's Seafood on Highway 42 in Prairieville.
We'll see you soon.
B.T. Chapman and A.J. Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Prairieville High School Athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Canes!
Getting a quality haircut shouldn't break the bank. That's why at Finish Line Haircuts, we believe everyone deserves top-notch grooming without the hefty price tag. From expert beard trims, shampoo sessions, to relaxing scalp massages, our wide range of services will get you firing on all cylinders. Our pit crew is ready to greet you and your family with warm smiles and great service to ensure your experience is the absolute best. Schedule your appointment today and get $5 off your first haircut. We'll see you at the finish line.
Chris's Specialty Foods has you covered for tailgating this season. We do all the prep work so you can spend time enjoying your family and friends. Steaks, burgers, sausage, chicken, wild game, and many other great pork options. Our central location is now open on Wax Road behind the Walmart. And the new Highland location serves hot lunches and has a meeting space for your work team. New Orleans and Millerville are rocking as well. It's fast, affordable, and delicious. It's Chris's Specialty Foods.
Everybody loves Chris's.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
We're REV Business, a local provider with nearly 90 years of experience. So when it comes to business in Louisiana, we know that personalized service is key. And we're here to go the extra mile with all fiber solutions that deliver what every business needs: reliability and quality. We're not just providers. We're the local team dedicated to helping you succeed. True partnerships are homegrown. REV Business, internet, phone, and managed services. Visit us at letsrev.biz.
Welcome to the REV Game of the Week. I'm Jeff Porsche, and Coach David Swacker will be here in just a moment as we get ready for Prairieville hosting St. Thomas Aquinas, the first ever homecoming night for Prairieville High School, first year as a high school here in Ascension Parish. This is week 10, so this is the final regular season game for Prairieville, and this is their last game of the season as they will not be making the playoffs. When we look at the District 5, 5A records, there will be some teams making the playoffs. Dutchtown with a win will win district. Now, Sandoval wins as well. They would have a share of the district. So if one wins and one loses, that team would have a undisputed district title. If they both win, then they both tie. Now, if they both lose and East Ascension loses to Walker, then you could have a potential four-way tie between Dutchtown, Santa Ma, Walker, and Denham Springs.
That would be a tough situation right there.
Yep.
And I know probably the coaches at Walker, Denham Springs are all looking at this and say, wow, that would be unreal. But it could possibly happen because that's why you play the game. And it ought to be interesting as you see the Falcons coming with their 1-8 record on the year in AA in the Hammond area. And they're coming to the sideline. They're 1-3 in district. And so it's going to be interesting to see just exactly how does the Hurricanes from Prairieville, how do they match up tonight versus the AA school? And it ought to be interesting to see because, a lot of your players that are playing for Prairieville tonight are freshmen and sophomores, some juniors mixed in with a couple of seniors. And so that ought to make it a little bit more interesting as far as the outcome of the game and just to see just exactly how Prairieville handles that situation because I think the eye test, when they look over at the Falcons warming up, they say, I think we're as big as them. We're probably the same size as them. So it ought to be an interesting matchup tonight.
And St. Thomas Aquinas won last week against Independence 14-8, and Santa Ma defeated Prairieville last week by a score of 21-0. You saw that on the Rev game of the week. Our coaches, both first-year coaches, both 1-8. You got Tino Fletcher on the St. Thomas Aquinas side. You got Mike Schmidt here at Prairieville. He is facing uphill battle as not a lot of juniors and seniors at this school, so not a lot expected this season from them. All time, this is obviously their first time meeting, as this is the first year for Prairieville High School. Now, the games that are taking place, a lot of these games are taking place tonight because all these games got moved up because of a potential hurricane, and the hurricane has not arrived and probably will not, but they move games up early just to be cautious. So you got Live Oak at Dutchtown. That's a Rev game of the week. Also, East Ascension at Walker, Denham Springs at Santa Ma, and then, of course, our game here tonight, St. Thomas Aquinas against Prairieville.
And it really, when you say changing a schedule, the massive amount of things that have to be done, then on top of that you throw in this is homecoming.
Right.
And there's a number of things that have to be done, especially if you're involved in the homecoming activity as one of the girls that have to get dressed up and certain activities and stuff like this. So homecoming activities, plus it's your first one basically as an administration and as teachers maybe to a certain extent. So it ought to be really interesting because you move this thing from Friday to Thursday, and not everybody could move to Thursday because you got to get officials.
Right.
And you got to let people know. You got to let all kinds of people know. So police department has to be able to park folks. So it's a lot of things that go on for every activity involved in a school. And when you move one, there's a lot of things that have to happen.
Right, and Dutchtown actually is playing tonight, and they were the only team, I believe, scheduled for tonight because Coach Guy Mastretta likes to have that Friday off at Week 10 because he likes to sit back and watch the playoff seedings unfold where he kind of already knows what he needs to do if his team wins or loses. But now, as it happened, everybody's playing tonight, so they really don't have much of an advantage. Now, tonight is homecoming night here at Prairieville High School, and we're going to get the queen to be crowned at halftime. And when you look at the bottom row from left to right, you have Rachel Thompson and Ariel Boudreau, and then on the top row you have Mackenzie Smith, Audrey Ella Bumgarden, Jalea Pikes, and Caroline Palmer. One of these 6 girls is going to be crowned homecoming queen during halftime. And usually when you see these schools, Coach, you got like 3 pictures like that. But Prairieville only has 6 members of the homecoming court because there's only about 120 to 140 seniors. As you see, Prairieville coming out on their first homecoming night, but again, the reason why you have so few is just because there's so few seniors over here, because the seniors had the option to opt in or stay at their old school, and many of them stayed at their old school.
Well, you got them coming to the sideline right here, and of course, you have about 40 to 50 Falcons on the other side, and you probably have around 90 of the Hurricane players coming to the sideline. And so we're going to get the coin flip here in just a second, see how this thing gets going here.
I believe we may have the national anthem before that, as I see the JROTC right there at midfield, as you see them taking a picture of that crew right there. So we are pretty close. And actually, you're talking about 40 or 50. It looks like over on the St. Thomas Aquinas side, if you look there, it looks like they've dressed out in the low to mid 20s, maybe 30. And Prairieville is stretched out from sideline to sideline from the 25 all the way out to the 25, so they definitely have a advantage. And you're going to see, I believe, all the seniors for Prairieville High School that are going to go out and be part of the coin toss, and we'll get as many of them as we can. I see number 10, Colton Toops, that'll be out there. Number 54, Joshua Dunaway. Number 53, Talon Burns. A couple of these guys are injured and won't be playing tonight, but they're going to be part of it as well. It looks like you're going to have 95, Jace Valentine. Number 18, Bronson Regilio. Number 25, Austin Gaines. We talked about him. Number 86, Preston Ronaldo. And that may be it for them. Oh, no, I also want to mention number 20, Jackson Myers. And these are guys that you got to pay tribute to because they came out to the great unknown, not knowing what's going to happen, coming from mostly Santa Ma and Dutchtown, coming from established programs, and came to start a new program over here as we see the JROTC getting ready. We're going to have the prayer followed by the national anthem.
You will keep the athletes safe. That I pray that these athletes play with integrity and that they play for your glory. God, we thank you for allowing all these people to get you safe, and I pray that you protect them on their way home. In Jesus' name,
thank you. The national anthem will be sung by Miss Lisa Gilliott of the Prairieville High School Choir. Please remain standing or remove your hat.
oh, say can you see what a journey lies when so proudly we hailed at the twilight.
So we are done with the prayer and the national anthem, and we are going to move on to the coin toss. And the captains, as we said, on the Prairieville side, all of the senior football players will be going out to the field in unison. And like I said, Coach, you gotta like tip your hat to these guys, because they for a win, kind of a chance to be on a winning team and make the playoffs and try to start a new program here at this school.
Well, there's no doubt. Before we get going with that, though, I want to give congratulations to the stands. You know, they saw that the young lady out there was having some difficulty with the microphone, and everybody just tuned in and said, we'll all sing this thing. And pretty neat situation.
Yeah.
And it's not even practice. That's how good it is.
Exactly. So these seniors out here, they came out here for a chance to play, and you see them all out there together. And it looks like the leader is going to be Austin Gaines, number 25. And on the other side, you have 1, 7, 8, and 72 for St. Thomas Aquinas. That's Chaz Cusimano. You have Dean Cusimano, Ross Perilou, and Juan Tristy. So those are your captains.
And I think that's just a general way that they handle it, the officials. Only so many people, and I think it's 4, can go out for the coin toss, and the rest have to stop at the hash marks.
So you see the St. Thomas Aquinas Falcons, they are going to be wearing maroon with black, and Prairieville in the blue, the navy blue with the lime green. So I guess we had a false toss there, and now we are ready. And so it looks like St. Thomas Aquinas will make their choice. So it looks like Prairieville has won the toss, and they're going to defer. So they're going to kick to St. Thomas Aquinas, and St. Thomas Aquinas will get the ball working right to left. And so we can start by looking at St. Thomas Aquinas on offense as we get ready to start this game. And so the offensive starters for St. Thomas Aquinas, they're going to be led by number 12, Chase Ullman at quarterback. In the backfield, you can see Parker Rubik, Dean Cusimano, and Chad Cusimano. At wide receiver, you can see Luke Lambert and Ross Perilou. Offensive linemen, Juan Tristy, Ashton Karstens, Mason Kraft, Ryan Jackson, and Cole Wilder. After the kickoff, we will get to the Prairieville defensive starters, but the opening kick will be handled by Prairieville, and that will be Evan Usner, number 19.
I like this, where Usner is putting the ball not in the middle on a hash mark. You know, a lot of times if you can get it high, you can cross the field there and get pretty good coverage going down that left sideline.
And so here we go, and Week 10 is underway, and it's going to go through the end zone, and they will opt for the touchback. And so Prairieville's defensive starters, you're going to see 4-4-3 right there. Their defensive line, Reggie Jackson, Gabe Ford, Nigel Turner, and Brody Creel. Linebackers, Stanton Delapass, Eric Williams, Jace Valentine, and Joe Perley. Cornerbacks, Austin Gaines and Jackson Myers. And free safety, Cade Abear. And we are ready to go. 1st and 10 for the Falcons at the 20-yard line. You're going to see that it looks like they're going to be crowding the line. You got one safety back deep about 8 yards. Everybody else is pretty close. And on 1st down, there's going to be a handoff and slips and falls. That's Rubik. Maybe gets a yard.
And if you notice, non-traditional under center there. Basically 2 backs in the backfield. And the handoff, a little power play to the left side right there. Prairieville does a very good job of penetrating right there with a 4-man front, 3 linebackers, and for only a 1-yard gain.
So it's 2nd down and 9. And met in the backfield for a big loss. That's Rubik, and he is met by Brody Creel, number 83, for the loss. And it's going to be 3rd and about 11.
And you watch Creel on this, just sliding through the hole, untouched. Great job right there. As a linebacker, you're looking. Is it clear right there? If it's clear, I'm coming, because it's clear for a reason. They've made a hole for the running back. Good job there by Creel.
So Ullman at quarterback, working from the shotgun. 3rd down and long. And he's going to go with the option, and it's going to be 4th and long, as he's going to get about 2 yards. And you see down there on the tackle Eric Williams and a couple of other Prairieville Hurricanes as we check the replay.
Under center, they're running a little veer play right there. The quarterback keeps it off. And so if you are Coach Smith, you're saying 3 and out, 4th down, they're punting, and this might be as good a start to a game as they've had this year. And so you kids have got to be getting excited offensively and defensively.
And so John Guerin is going to be the punter, and he gets it away, and it's a good punt. It's going to push them back, and it's going to go over the head of the returner, and it's going to roll dead at about the 31 to 32 yard line. Now let's go to Prairieville and their offensive starters for tonight's game, and they're going to be led by quarterback number 8, Charlie Green. In the backfield, you're going to see Taj Wallace and Tayshawn Smothers. Fullback Braden Duke as well. You're going to see Colton Toops, a senior at wide receiver, another senior, Preston Ronaldo at tight end. Offensive line, you got Austin Gill at left tackle, Chris Davis at left guard, Brennan Scholes at center, Jackson Creel at right guard, and Ashton Womack at right tackle. So it's 1st and 10, and the first offensive play for Prairieville. We'll do the St. Thomas defensive starters after this play. And on 1st down, it's a short gain up the middle on the carry by Duke. And the defensive starters now for St. Thomas Aquinas, you see 4 linemen, Braden Pierre, Aiden Brown, Abram Hill, and Ross Paraloo. Linebackers, Evan Jump, Dean Cusimano, and Brody Jones, as well as Parker Rubik. And then the safeties, or the cornerbacks, as they get a run on the left side, and he's going to get close to a 1st down. Let's get to the last couple of starters on defense. Michael Oriano and Jay Escano at cornerback, and then Chad Cusimano at safety, Coach.
Well, last 2 plays, Green is under center. Little ISO, nice opening right there by the offensive line.
And that's Taj Wallace. He's going to get into St. Thomas Aquinas territory, and the 1st down for the Hurricanes.
Boy, the opening right there was gigantic for the running back, and our running back was
Wallace.
Wallace, nice job right there, picking up about 20, 25 on the play.
And on 1st down, Wallace again with a big hole, and he's going to get about 8 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and short for Prairieville. Got an update from Dutchtown. They lead over Live Oak 7-0. They had a pick 6 early in that game, so they have the lead at 2nd and 3 here at Prairieville.
Well, Prairieville sending in the signals. No huddle like most traditional football nowadays.
Play fake. Green steps away from the pressure, rolls out, throws downfield, wide open receiver, and it's a 1st down and a lot more. So the catch made by number 18 for Prairieville, another senior, Branson Rogelio. So good job seeing the senior.
Well, watch Rogelio on this replay.
Yes.
He just stops about 10 yards down the field. Green does a good job. Number 1, eye stays downfield and picks him up right there for a big play.
Ball at the 21-yard line, and there's Duke getting it from that fullback spot, and he's going to be stood up at the line by a couple of defenders for the Falcons, and I believe that's number 57, Aiden Brown, on the tackle there.
Well, I like the play calling. Coach Smith and his offensive coordinator, Coach Feaster, doing a very good job of really mixing it up with the run and pass.
2nd and 10, roll out, and a receiver open, and a nice catch. As that's Ronaldo with the reception, and it's 1st and goal for the Hurricanes. As you see the replay there, that nice catch from the senior tight end.
Boy, one-handed basically coming across there. Watches it all the way in. Nice job.
And on 1st down, they are in a hurry, but they're not going to get anywhere. They're going to be dropped in a hurry as well, as Wallace is dropped by number 7, linebacker Dean Cusimano.
Well, when you get in that situation where you are, in goal situation, you need to be kind of careful because a lot of times defenses shift.
And a roll and picked off by St. Thomas Aquinas and breaks a couple of tackles, and the interception made by number 20 for St. Thomas Aquinas, Cohen Boudreaux, sophomore linebacker for the Falcons. So that drive ends in disappointment.
Well, you got bootleg action right there, and basically never saw the outside, the cornerback or the strong safety right there. Green got put into a predicament right there. When you bootleg, you have your back to the defense, so it's hard to pick that up. Need to pick it up just a little bit sooner and be a little bit more patient if you can. I know he was getting some pressure there.
And it's 1st and 10 now. Good field position for St. Thomas Aquinas, and there's a 1st down right up the middle.
Well, nice little trap run there by number 7, Cusimano. And you see that right guard pull for him and trap the 1st down lineman past the center, and nice pickup of 7 or 8 on that play.
Actually, he did get enough for a 1st down. So
Alrighty.
It is a 1st and 10 for St. Thomas Aquinas. Jackson Myers made the tackle for Prairieville. Again, Ullman, number 12, under center now at quarterback. And they're going to give it outside in a broken tackle and about 5 yards. That's Parker Rubik.
I love some of the old school stuff right here. It looked like the old wing T buck sweep right there. Fake one way. You see the guy pulling, getting on outside. Missing the tackle right there.
And the tackle made by Austin Gaines, number 25. It's 2nd and 5. Ball at the 49-yard line. Ball in Prairieville territory for the first time tonight for St. Thomas Aquinas. And there's a fullback dive up the middle, and that's going nowhere. That's Cusimano, Dean Cusimano, and he's taken down by a couple of defenders.
Watch the job here. Good job defensively for Prairieville. Just a fullback dive. Very good job by the whole inside area with the middle linebacker and your 2 defensive tackles. Doing a great job on the tackle, creating a 3rd and 4 situation.
So 1-yard gain, tackle by Mike Schmidt Jr. So it's 3rd and 4. And pressure and a sack. And it's 4th down. Brody Creel makes his 2nd tackle for loss here tonight. That one is going to count as a sack.
And basically you have the old wing T waggle pass here. And where you're trying to probably throw it out there in the flat, but then 83 right off the bat was too quick right there. That's Brody Creel. Outstanding job on the tackle.
So we are about 7.5 minutes in. Still no score between St. Thomas Aquinas and Prairieville. Punting unit in. And Guerin gets it off, and this one is a weaker effort. It's going to bounce ahead of the returner, and he chooses not to take it. That's Jamarian Meady, number 2. And so 2nd possession comes for Prairieville. 1st and 10. They got into the red zone. They got 1st and goal, and then the interception killed their opening drive. But they moved the ball really well until then.
Well, it was, up and down the field. I just like the mixture, maybe a little bit too quick on the goal line with, where you're used to having a certain defense and all of a sudden you see a 6-man front or a 5-man front or one of those situations, and they kind of get caught for a loss right there.
1st and 10, I formation, and they give it to Duke, and he's got a big hole, and he gets about 9. Ball may have been on the ground. Let's see, St. Thomas Aquinas claims that they have it, and they do, and it's going to be a 1st down for the Falcons. So let's look at the replay and see what happened.
Well, I'm not real certain they call this a fumble. Little veer action right there.
Ball was on the ground. I did see it. And they're going to say that there was no fumble, though, or either that or that Prairieville did recover, but they're going to say that it's going to be possession. Okay. It was hard for me to see. I did see the ball squirt out, but I couldn't tell if the knee was on the ground.
You know how I know, Jeff?
You going to tell me?
Because the referee says it's Prairieville's ball.
All right. It's 2nd down and short. Now it's 1st and 10. As a nice run, nice cutback by Wallace down to the 40-yard line. Prairieville is moving the ball very successfully so far here tonight.
A lot of misdirection, crisscross. I love those plays right there. You fake one way, big 76. Look at him on the pull, running down the field. Good job by the receiver blocking downfield all the way down inside the 40-yard line.
And now 1st down. They like to move quickly here as that is going to be Duke on the carry. It's going to bring 2nd down. And they like to run tempo. They like to run really quickly out the huddle. And they're playing a team that's going to have a lot of two-way players here tonight because they don't have a huge roster. So that might make a difference. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. Duke gets it again, and it's a 1st down inside the 30 down to the 26.
I'm a little not sure if this is a true veer play. I think it is. I think it's a read right there, and evidently he's doing a very good job, Green, on the read because that fullback's running free through there.
Romano made the tackle, and now Duke again bulldozing the defenders. That time he took down Chad Cusimano, number 1, and it's another 1st down for the Hurricanes.
I'm not real certain how often Prairieville's been able to do that, but I know one thing, offensively they got to be having a good time out there.
Yep, and now we're going to have a whistle and we're going to have a timeout called by St. Thomas Aquinas, and we're going to keep it here. And playoffs are next week. Now Prairieville will not be making the playoffs, but if we take a look at the power rankings in our area within 5A, you can see that there are a lot of teams that are going to make the postseason. Dutchtown is going to host a game, win or lose, most likely. Santa Maria needs some help. They need to win tonight against Denham and then hope a couple of teams lose. Denham at 20, Walker at 22. East Ascension needs some help. They're at 30.
And it's all a possibility of just exactly if you're going to make it, you got to win first, okay? And then hope that people – below you, and boy, what a district. Great district right here.
Yep.
With everyone in 5A. And so it's going to be interesting to see just exactly what happens because it's just a matter of a win here, a loss here. Because if you beat a team that's got a lot of wins, that could move you up.
And Wallace puts the ball on the ground. And this time it's definitely going to be St. Thomas Aquinas possession. So Prairieville's having trouble keeping possession. That's the only thing that's stopping them so far, Coach.
And, sometimes you got to coach up some little bitty things. And, sometimes when that running back gets through that opening right there, maybe he might shift that football. Maybe, when you get close to that goal line, you might just need to keep 2 hands on it when you're in a crucial situation like that.
So now it's 1st and 10 for the Falcons inside the 10-yard line, and they just gave the ball right back. And look who comes up with it, the senior Gaines. So Austin Gaines has something he'll remember
well,
on homecoming
I can
night.
remember Austin Gaines back in the middle school days. They're running a lot of the same plays, both teams, where you have a handoff one way and a fake the other, or, vice versa.
And the ball squirted free at about the 13-yard line, and Prairieville will take over. So now this is their third possession that's gotten inside the red zone. But they have no points so far.
Coach Smith saying, guys, let's get this ball in the end zone.
Nothing cute. Let's just get some points, right? Let's see. I formation. And there's Wallace. Cuts inside to the 5 and then pushed back. It's going to be 2nd and 1, depending on the spot.
Let's talk about the two guards here in the center. Boy, a lot of these runs are going in the A and B gap, and those guard centers and even your tackles are involved in a lot of blocking right there. When you get to the outside.
And Wallace is going to get outside and into the end zone, and Prairieville gets on the board for the first time on their third attempt in this area.
And I like that call right there because a lot of runs been going in the middle, and as you see, everybody kind of moved to the inside defensively, and with the sweep to the outside right there, Wallace able to get into that end zone basically untouched. Good job right there.
And so it's 6-0, and the extra point is pending. It looks like Lyons is going to kick the extra point for Prairieville. And we have a whistle. So this is going to be done again. Got an update from Sandoval. They're on top. They lead Denham Springs by a score of 3-0 in the first quarter while we wait for the officials to sort this out.
I think we got maybe an offsides.
The whistle blew the play dead before they snapped the ball. They're going to have to do it again.
All right, so basically they moved the ball down to the 1.5-yard line from the 3, halfway to the goal.
And it is good, and it's 7-0. Prairieville leads St. Thomas Aquinas. Will break. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Prairieville High School would like to thank the following Cat 5 sponsors for their support of our inaugural season of athletic competition.
Relief Windows,
Galvez Seafood, Superior Office Supplies, Mike Anderson's, Miller Safety Consulting, Hollis Orthodontics.
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week. It's 7-0. Prairieville leads St. Thomas Aquinas. On the first drive of the night, Prairieville got into the red zone, then they threw an interception. Second drive, they got into the red zone, and then they fumbled. Third drive, after a fumble gave it right back to them, they score. And now the kickoff. It's going to be short. They're going to have to take this one, and they lost it. Comes back to get it at the 15-yard line, and he's not going to get much further than that. That's going to be Chad Cusimano.
Well, you know, that's a very good job on the miss by the return guy, and not able to get anything after Prairieville hustled on down there to make a tackle. And look where you're going to start this. You know, all the way up to the NFL, nobody wants to start inside the 20.
Right. That was Rubik, actually, on the return. And so it's going to be first down for St. Thomas Aquinas at the 18. They trail 7-0. And the pitch on the right side, and that may not get back to the line of scrimmage as the tackle made by number 31, Cade Hebert.
Watch the cornerback up here. Watch him come up right here, boom, inside, forces the runner to go inside, and then you have all your linemen and linebackers coming that way to help you out on the tackle.
It's going to be 2nd and 10, and we talked about Sandoval leading Denham Springs 3-0. They've now scored a touchdown, so now they lead 10-0. They're trying to win a share of a district title for the second year in a row. Dutchtown would have won tonight, would have a share of the district title for the third year in a row. Shotgun, and they're setting up the option. Quarterback keeps it, and he's going to get good yardage, about 5 on the play, before he's tackled by Eric Williams.
Well, basically somebody's got to stop this, like a defensive end, forcing him to pitch. And he's able to, do a good job reading. Quarterback right there is Ullman.
And this is the final play of the first quarter as the clock runs out. So it's 7-0. Prairieville leads St. Thomas Aquinas. Could have been a lot more, but only 7-0. We'll take a break. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
It's game time. That's right. Get ready to rev up, raise the bar. Go from 0 to 100. That's why REV is bringing the speed. Buku speed. High-powered internet speed that tackles every upload, download, and stream. With the most reliable network born right here in Louisiana. All backed by homegrown support. It's time to experience the power of Buku speed. Make the switch to REV. Visit us at letsrev.com.
And we're back for the second quarter, 7-0 Prairieville. Jeff Porsche and David Swacker with you here tonight. Prairieville's look good. They just keep on putting the ball on the ground and committing turnovers, but they look like the better team here so far.
Well, they're executing a variety of plays, and they look pretty good at everything they're doing. They've been only one bad throw in the passing game. Everything else has been right on the mark.
Right. So you had one fumble, one interception, and one ball that was jarred loose, but they said that the runner was down. So they've had some mistakes, but they've also had the touchdown, and it's 3rd and 4 for St. Thomas Aquinas.
And they're in the shotgun here.
And he's way back there. Ullman is going to keep it, and maybe didn't make the right choice there as Eric Williams makes another tackle. Those two guys are getting well acquainted. It's 4th down.
Well, you basically tried the same play just a while ago. You try to get to that area right there. Linebacker does a good job scraping. That's number 9 for Prairieville. That's Eric Williams. And forcing that ball. Then your corner.
Right.
The right corner, I can't see the number out there.
That was 20, Jackson Myers.
Yeah, he has done a good job as far as taking care of the outside, not letting anything get outside of him.
And pressure, but the punter gets it away, and it's a good punt again. And this time it's going to be picked up eventually, and so now a chance to return it. Tries to cut back inside, and ball will be around the 40-yard line. Return by number 35, Nigel Turner.
Nigel, a good job right there and not letting that ball get out of bounds, picking up maybe 4 or 5 extra yards there.
And now another possession for Prairieville. And, Coach, the only thing that's stopped Prairieville so far on offense has been themselves with the turnovers.
Definitely so, but I like what I see. Running a variety of plays and basically having a great deal of success with most of them. Not many short yardage plays. Everything's been getting 4, 5, 6 yards.
Green going upfield down the seam, and it's complete for a first down. His best throw of the night to number 88, Nathan
Watch
Paul.
this with Green right here. This is 4 verticals. You read that free safety. You saw him Green look off to the right there, and there's your tight end or probably your slot receiver coming right down the middle.
Yeah, that was Ronaldo, actually, the tight end, and that one is over the head of the intended receiver. That's Parker Feist. So that last catch was made by Ronaldo. That's his second catch of the night. He had that nice one-handed catch in the first
I would
quarter.
say, the only thing maybe he needs to keep more on that hash right there, but a nice little read and throw and catch.
So it's 2nd and 10. Hand off. It's going to be 3rd down and long after a couple of yards. That was Duke on the carry. So it's going to be 3rd and 8. After one quarter, it's 7-0. Prairieville leads St. Thomas Aquinas. That's the same score after one at Dutchtown. Dutchtown leads Live Oak 7-0.
Everything in the shotgun this series.
And a whistle And they may have used the clock right there. Let's see. Oh, they're going to say offsides. I guess they didn't. They're not using the play clock there because it had reset to 25 earlier.
Well, if Coach Feaster gets a delay game penalty, he's going to be real disappointed in himself.
You know, when you think about it, that's kind of unusual because they've been playing that tempo, but that seemed a little bit longer than normal. But
well, offsides, and you pick up 5 yards to make get about 3 or 4 yards for first down.
It makes it much more manageable. Green's in trouble. He's going to roll out. Can he get free? Not enough. It's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. And so that's going to bring up fourth down. We'll have to see if they decide to go for it right here.
Well, it looked to me like that little short route you sometimes called a hitch. Might have been a nice little throw right there. I don't know if he could see him. But
it's 4th and 4. I formation, and that was definitely the left guard jumping out.
Green says, I said on 2 or 3 or whatever, or no play. Mm-hmm. And not real certain what the guard was thinking right there, but
they're going to keep the offense out there.
Well, I think Coach Smith's thinking our defense right here can play.
Yeah, and they've been able to move the ball, and there's a little reverse, and he's got all day. One man to beat, and that man makes the tackle, but that is a first down for Taj Wallace.
And look at the 2 big men going down there on the pull right there, but probably your left guard and the right guard doing an outstanding job. I saw him running this play in pregame right there, and you could tell it's got to be one of their favorite ones because they've had success with it already tonight.
And the only guy that was between him and a touchdown was Michael Oriano, and he made the tackle, 1st and 10 at the 19. And here's a new back coming in the game, and he's going to get about 5 or 6 positive yardage. That's number 34, Caden Bartholomew.
And if you notice the running back right there, he had a choice of going to the right or to the left. And, boy, he turned up there, and you pick up 7 or 8 yards on that play.
And now the handoff to the fullback, and it's going to be 1st and goal for the Hurricanes.
Offensive line's having fun.
Yep. That's Bartholomew. No, it's Duke, actually, on the carry.
Offensive line is having fun. Basically – I'm going to say you're going in the end zone with this one.
And they do. And the touchdown for the Hurricanes.
You know what I'm looking at, Jeff?
What's that?
Hands on the hip defensively.
They're a little tired. They got some two-way players.
You run heavy power in there. That's good.
Yep.
But you run sweep in there. They're not running.
Right.
And good job executing right there offensively. And you say, well, maybe it should be 2 or 3 scores right there. And because Coach Smith, I know what he's saying. We won our first game of the year, and, boy, it's going to be nice if we can get that last game of the year as our last victory and move on into the offseason and see what we can do a lot better of next year.
And Bartholomew gets the touchdown, and the extra point is good. It's 14-0. We'll break. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
It's game time. That's right. Get ready to rev up, raise the bar. Go from 0 to 100. That's why REV is bringing the speed. Buku speed. High-powered internet speed that tackles every upload, download, and stream. With the most reliable network born right here in Louisiana. All backed by homegrown support. It's time to experience the power of Buku speed. Make the switch to REV. Visit us at letsrev.com.
Welcome back. It's 14-0. Jeff Porsche, David Swacker with you. And we're ready for the kickoff. As you just saw, touchdown from Caden Bartholomew. And the kickoff coming from Usner for Prairieville. And it's going to bounce at the 3, and that's Cusimano. and he's going to get to the 15, maybe the 16.
Again, you know, I make the same statement that I made earlier. No one likes to start that drive inside the 20. That's why you get the ball on the 20 or the 25. If it goes out of bounds, maybe on the 35. And so it makes it tougher. And so good job there by the kickoff guy and also on the kickoff team getting down and covering.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 16. Prairieville ahead 14-0 on homecoming night at Prairieville High School. And on first down, a little swing right and a big hit by number 95, Jace Valentine, another senior making a tackle. And
well, you know,
second down.
The first look right there was to go deep. And, you know, he wasn't open yet, so he threw his little outlet pass to the back out of the backfield on a little swing route.
And so that was Rubik on the reception. He gets a yard. That was a hard-earned yard. He paid for it. He definitely paid the price. Then it's second down and 9 for St. Thomas Aquinas.
Basically 2 safeties deep. Empty backfield.
That was Rubik in motion and a whistle. And I think that's going to be called against
illegal procedure.
St. Thomas Aquinas.
Basically, you had a guy in motion, and your quarterback took 1 or 2 steps back, and the referee, the white hat right there, is right on top of it. Now you create that situation that gets even worse when it's inside the 15-yard line now.
Second down and 14. High snap, but he gets it. But he's under pressure, rolls out, and he's just going to step out of bounds, and it's tapped by Valentine. And so it's third down and long for St. Thomas Aquinas. They had a first down run earlier in the first quarter, but besides that, they've not been able to move the ball with any consistency. Prairieville's defense has looked very good tonight, Coach.
Very much so. Well, it's moving kind of quick. 6 minutes left in the first half, and we have homecoming activities at halftime.
Yeah, we're going to have the queen crowned, and we're going to have a performance from the band.
Can you imagine some girl is going to be able to say, I was the first queen at Prairieville High School?
Now, technically, that may not be correct because there was a Prairieville High School before the current Prairieville High School.
The new Prairieville High School.
And there's going to be a queen that we're going to recognize and honor from the old school.
Oh, great.
Who's going to be out here tonight. So that ought to be
my apologies there.
No, but but you're right about that. As maybe we can go ahead and take a look at the court one last time before halftime. As you see, the top row will go with first Mackenzie Smith. She's in the orange. And then Audrey Ella Baumgarten in the purple. Jalea Pikes in the green. Caroline Palmer in the red. And then on the bottom, you have Rachel Thompson in the red and Ariel Boudreau wearing blue. And so these are the girls. And, again, there's only 6 because this is a small senior class.
And how are they selected? Are you aware of that? Not the queen, but are nominated or whatever.
They are usually, I believe, the seniors make the nominations, and then the top vote getters wind up making it to the court. And they chose 6. A lot of them have 18 and 20 at the other 5A schools, but that's because they have maybe a 500, 600 person class.
Good idea right there, letting the seniors decide who's going to be their homecoming queen.
And they voted, so they're going to make the final determination. The king will be crowned tomorrow night at the dance as a little screen pass is completed for first down. So they move the chains, and that is going to be Chad Cusimano with the catch.
Well, it looks like he got maybe either 2-man or cover 2. And somebody's got to be swinging out in that area. And maybe that corner ought to be keying in on that swing guy right there because that is his area. and let that safety take that deep guy over the top.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 30. So the drive keeps going, but it's going nowhere right there. As that's Valentine again. We've called his name a bunch of times as the quarterback. Ullman goes nowhere.
Well, very, very good job right there defensively, defensive line wise.
You see a couple of other guys with him. You see number 77 right there was ready to greet him too. That's Gabriel Ford. That's a 4-yard loss, 2nd and 14 for the Falcons. Catholic and Zachary, that's a game that Dutchtown is looking at very closely. Catholic leads 17-7 in the first. If Zachary loses, Dutchtown with a win may get into the top 8. Top 8 means that you host 2 home games if you keep winning. And on 2nd down, receiver wide open and another 1st down as they get into Prairieville territory, and the catch made by Ross Perilou, number 8.
Austin Gaines knocking him out of bounds.
You see right there, he does a good job. We've called his name a lot tonight. So the seniors are very active tonight. Dutchtown leads Live Oak 14-0. Santa Ma leads Denham 10-0. And right here it's 14-0 Prairieville. Haven't heard anything from Walker and East Ascension yet. Like we said, there could be a 4-way tie. Right now, the way it's trending, it may not happen. 1st and 10 and a swing to Cusimano, and a good open field tackle right there. And guess who? Austin Gaines. He's covering both sides of the field tonight.
Well, if you're a free safety, and you know when they're playing one safety, Austin is the guy back there. You have to be able to run those alleys. You know, you're kind of, as Coach Babbitt says, you're the eraser.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anybody that screws up, you got to make that tackle, and he did a good job right there for no gain on that play.
3:29 left to go here in the second quarter. So we're inside of 4 minutes now. Make that 2nd and 10. And a handoff. It's going to be 3rd and 10, it looks like, as everybody comes in. And down at the bottom of the pile, you see number 31, Cade Abear, making the tackle. So that was Rubik on the carry. It's 3rd down and 10. So now inside of 3 minutes. So this game is going super fast. You talked about that already, Coach. 7:45, and we're almost at halftime.
And you know, I'll just tell you why it's going fast. Quarterbacks under center.
Yep.
Lot of plays that develop a little slower. We've had some nice little runs by both teams.
And a little dump on the right side and slips down. That's Cusimano before he can get the yardage for the 1st down, and he's stopped by Meady. He came up with the football, but he was already down, and a timeout will be called by Prairieville. They want to see if they can get maybe some more points right now. So during this break, we can keep it here, and we can talk about what happened last week here in District 5-5A. And you see Prairieville, that was our game of the week, and they were defeated by Santa Ma 21-0 in the rain. Dutchtown beat East Ascension 30-14. You were out there. And the upset, Denham Springs beat Walker 21-14.
I think it was 14-0 at one time. And Denham comes back, and now they're at the pit playing Santa Ma tonight. And then Live Oak was playing Macomb, Mississippi, and I would assume because of the weather situation, they did not play that game.
And so they are a team that's potentially going to make the playoffs if they can win tonight, but they have to beat Dutchtown. Right now they trail 14-0. It's 4th down and a punt on the way. Santa Ma scores again. It's 17-0. They must want to share that district title pretty badly, Coach.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. being the district champion is an important feat.
As you're going to see an important feat here from Jamarian Meady as he's got a truckload of players down there, breaks a tackle, and he's going to score a 95-yard punt return. I don't see any flags on the field. It's a touchdown for the Hurricanes.
Well, what a great job. A lot of times you don't want the guy to field the ball when he's inside of the 5-yard line, but because it was a line drive, he does a great job right there. And, you know, to me it looked like they just did not get enough people to the outside. And, boy, you get down that sideline and it was all over with. I'm not real certain he even got touched from the 50 on in.
And look at that. And he made a nice broken tackle right there and another broken tackle. So he does a great job. That's Jamarian Meady with the long 95-yard punt return. And it's 20-0. Prairieville going to kick the extra point from Lions. They called a timeout with about 2 minutes left on the clock because they thought they would need the time. They didn't need the time, Coach, as the extra point is no good. So it's going to remain 20-0. We can talk about that in a minute, but let's take a break right now. So it's 20-0. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Prairieville High School would like to thank the following Cat 5 sponsors for their support of our inaugural season of athletic competition.
Relief Windows,
Galvez Seafood, Superior Office Supplies, Mike Anderson's, Miller Safety Consulting, Hollis Orthodontics.
It's 20-0 in the second quarter. Prairieville leads St. Thomas Aquinas, and the announcers just told everybody that that punt return by Jamarian Meady is the first punt return touchdown in the history of the new Prairieville High School. So,
well, I imagine as time goes on, you're going to have a lot of firsts here in the next couple of years as things get better and better for Coach Smith and his staff.
Yes, you could see them improving as the season went on, as the kick is going to be taken by Cusimano about the 10-yard line. He's going to get to the 20, and that's it. Last week, they held Santa Maria to 21-0. And during the middle of the district season, they were giving up 40, 50 points in those games and didn't look as competitive as they did last week. Now, some people might say maybe it was the rain, but they did look better last week, and they look really good so far this week. So now it's 1st and 10 for St. Thomas Aquinas with 1:41 left to go before halftime. So they will have a chance to get on the board here. They haven't been able to move the ball consistently. That's Ullman at quarterback under center. And a handoff up the middle, Rubik. No, that's Cusimano, Dean Cusimano, excuse me. It's going to be 2nd down and 9. Prairieville does not call a timeout. They called a timeout right before the punt, so they have 2 timeouts left. St. Thomas Aquinas has 1.
I think you see what happens in that first, but I think you need to really see what's happening in the second one right here before you call that timeout, because you know what you can do.
Yes, with that punt return.
That punt return, there you go. You're getting there, Coach.
I'm trying, man. 108 and running. 105. And option pitch, and that time they kept the corner open, and going to be eventually tackled by Skylar Kelly, number 0, but that was Rubik on the carry.
And there's been only a couple of plays that they've had success on, and they've been the outside plays. And so, you know, I know Coach Smith and his defensive staff need to just kind of sharpen up there, because to me, you know, one of the corner, the right corner over there, he looks like he's a pretty good player. He does a pretty good job of getting things inside. Here's your 2 safeties deep again.
We're at 34 seconds left, so Prairieville will not get the ball back most likely, as the quarterback Ullman is going to be dropped for a loss. We're now at 27, and It looks like St. Thomas Aquinas can just run out the clock because with 2 timeouts left, they will not get the ball as long as they run the football.
I would say they're not going to run a play.
No, I think we're going to go straight into halftime. And so we're going to take a break as we go to the half. Our score, well, now all of a sudden, guess what? I see the coach coming on the field. He calls a timeout with 3 seconds left before halftime. So that's going to be interesting to figure out what's going on as far as that goes.
I'm not going to ask that question.
Now the games next week to be determined, right? And we're gonna
why is that,
have
Jeff?
to find out because we got the playoffs.
Oh, the playoffs! It must be week 10 right now. Okay.
We are pretty certain that Dutchtown will have a home game, so we will likely be at Dutchtown next week. Santa Ma is in good shape right now to win, but they need some help.
It was 14-0.
17.
14-0 last week.
Okay.
And Denham came back and beat Walker.
Yep. So you never know.
Never know.
But if they win and a couple of teams ahead of them lose, which could definitely happen, we could have a first-round game at Dutchtown and we could have a first-round game at Santa Ma. So we may have 2 games next week or we may just have 1. It's 24-0 Santa Ma. I think they were listening to us. I think they were scared that you were going to say they weren't going to pull it out. And that is going to be out of bounds. And we are at half. So let's take a break. It's 20-0. We'll take a short break and get to the homecoming court. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
It's game time. That's right. Get ready to rev up. Raise the bar. Go from 0 to 100. That's why Rev is bringing the speed. Buku speed. High-powered internet speed that tackles every upload, download, and stream. With the most reliable network born right here in Louisiana. All backed by homegrown support. It's time to experience the power of Buku speed. Make the switch to Rev. Visit us at letsrev.com.
Yalva's Seafood in Prairieville invites you to dive into a delicious dining experience. Since 2012, Yalva's Seafood has been locally owned and operated, which means meals made from scratch using fresh ingredients. Treat yourself to fresh fried seafood, steaks, and exciting seasonal additions to our menu. Stop in for brunch on Sundays. Enjoy a cold beer while satisfying those taste buds. And of course, there's always something for the little ones, so bring the whole family. Visit Galva's Seafood on Highway 42 in Prairieville.
We'll see you soon.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Prairieville High School Athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Canes!
So we were at halftime. Our score 20-0. Prairieville leads St. Thomas Aquinas. And you can see on the far end that the homecoming court is lined up at midfield. So we will be presenting our court and crowning our queen within the next minute or two. It was a successful first half for Prairieville as they were able to score 20 points. It could have been more, could have been a couple of more scores, but they committed a couple of turnovers. So right now we're just waiting for the court as the color guard gets ready, and I think that we're just about there.
Well, you know, both offensive and defensive coaches for Prairieville, you know, they have to be real pleased. And I know you talked about some mistakes that were made, stuff like this. You know, you're first year school, okay, and you know, you have a number of underclassmen that are leading your team.
back the 1996 Prairieville Queen, Miss Judy Tillotson. Miss Judy Tillotson is a native of Prairieville and the daughter of the late Julius Tillotson and Sophia Christie Tillotson. She began her education at Prairieville High School, where administrators were dedicated to supporting and uplifting young students. Recognized for her potential, Judy was named Prairieville High School Elementary Queen during the 1965-66 school year. She is representing the school as one of its last queens. She completed her high school education at East Ascension High in 1970. Judy then pursued further education at Southern University in Baton Rouge, earning a BS in Speech and Theater Education, and she also received a master's in graduate studies at LSU in Baton Rouge. She began her career in broadcast journalism in Louisiana and later worked as a public information officer and director of special events for the city of Gary, Indiana. Prior to retiring, Judy worked as an administrator for the Gary Community School Corporation. She later retired and returned to her beloved home at Prairieville, Louisiana, where she currently resides. Welcome home, Ms. Judy Tillotson. And now, we've been waiting for here.
The 2024 Prairieville High School homecoming queen is Miss Mackenzie Smith.
So Mackenzie Smith has been crowned the first ever homecoming queen for Prairieville High School. So very happy for her, and a very proud moment for her and her family. And we're hoping to get an interview with her in the third quarter, so we might have to have you step aside for a little while, Swack, at some point.
Well, I'll step aside or you'll step aside, one of the two here.
You're going to step aside, sir. Now we're going to get a performance from the band here in a moment from Prairieville High School, and we're going to get an interview also in sometime after halftime into the third quarter with the homecoming coordinator here at Prairieville High School. That's Miss Angela Croy. You saw her. She was the lady in the blue dress that was crowning Mackenzie Smith, but she is in charge of that whole ceremony. So she's kind of busy at the moment, but she's also going to share some photographs and things with us. And they'll talk about we'll talk about some of the things that have happened here during our first ever homecoming week at Prairieville High School. So that is something to look forward to. But first, we're going to get a performance from the Prairieville High School band as you see them getting ready.
Please welcome to the field your Prairieville High School marching band. They will perform Thunder by Matthew Dragons, a hit song from Sparky's you like a hurricane. Drum major Logan Guthrie, you may take the field.
It's game time. That's right. Get ready to rev up, raise the bar. Go from 0 to 100. That's why REV is bringing the speed. Buku speed. High-powered internet speed that tackles every upload, download, and stream. With the most reliable network born right here in Louisiana. All backed by homegrown support. It's time to experience the power of Buku speed. Make the switch to REV. Visit us at letsrev.com.
Yalva's Seafood in Prairieville invites you to dive into a delicious dining experience. Since 2012, Yalva's Seafood has been locally owned and operated, which means meals made from scratch using fresh ingredients. Treat yourself to fresh fried seafood, steaks, and exciting seasonal additions to our menu. Stop in for brunch on Sundays. Enjoy a cold beer while satisfying those taste buds. And of course, there's always something for the little ones, so bring the whole family. Visit Galva's Seafood on Highway 42 in Prairieville.
We'll see you soon.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Prairieville High School Athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Canes!
Getting a quality haircut shouldn't break the bank. That's why at Finish Line Haircuts, we believe everyone deserves top-notch grooming without the hefty price tag. From expert beard trims, shampoo sessions, to relaxing scalp massages, our wide range of services will get you firing on all cylinders. Our pit crew is ready to greet you and your family with warm smiles and great service to ensure your experience is the absolute best. Schedule your appointment today and get $5 off your first haircut. We'll see you at the finish line.
Chris's Specialty Foods has you covered for tailgating this season. We do all the prep work so you can spend time enjoying your family and friends. Steaks, burgers, sausage, chicken, wild game, and many other great pork options. Our central location is now open on Wax Road behind the Walmart. And the new Highland location serves hot lunches and has a meeting space for your work team. New Orleans and Millerville are rocking as well. It's fast, affordable, and delicious. It's Chris's Specialty Foods.
Everybody loves Chris's.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
We're REV Business, a local provider with nearly 90 years of experience. So when it comes to business in Louisiana, we know that personalized service is key. And we're here to go the extra mile with all fiber solutions that deliver what every business needs: reliability and quality. We're not just providers. We're the local team dedicated to helping you succeed. True partnerships are homegrown. REV Business, internet, phone, managed services. Visit us at letsrev.biz.
Welcome back to Prairieville High School as we are finishing out halftime between St. Thomas Aquinas and Prairieville High School. Our score at the half is Prairieville 20, St. Thomas Aquinas nothing. I'm Jeff Porsche, and I'm joined by Coach David Swacker. Now, at halftime we saw the Queen Crown, Mackenzie Smith. We'll get her in hopefully a little bit later in the broadcast as you see a good shot of her. Now, we're talking about football here tonight, but there's also been some postseason that has been taking place, and so we're going to turn to volleyball and talk about some of the things that have been happening in volleyball so far as the playoffs go. And it was very successful as Dutchtown and East Ascension have advanced. So you see right there, Dutchtown with the sweep against Mandeville. They're trying to go to Lafayette, to the Cajun Dome for the umpteenth time. And East Ascension, they had a slight upset, and they swept them 3-0 up in Ruston. Now, Santa Ma, they got into the postseason. They lost 3-1 to Hahnville. And so then on Saturday, you're going to have the next round. Benton, they're going to play, and then the winner of that match is going to get Dutchtown, and then East Ascension is going to go to number 1 Slidell.
And you see in the parentheses, that's the ranking of the team. Dutchtown is number 6 in the playoff, and Hahnville is number 4. You know, some of your teams right there. You see East Ascension, you know, it maybe should have been a 5-game series right there, but as you can see that score, you have East Ascension number 17 and Ruston number 16. Look like 3 pretty good games right there.
Yeah, but you see the the teams advancing. So congratulations to Dutchtown and East Ascension. Of course, congratulations to Santa Ma as well. As we're getting ready for the kickoff, it was homecoming this week, and we have some photos that we can share with you. We can do that between the plays here, and we can kind of get it while we wait for the second half to begin. The first thing that happened was the homecoming parade and pep rally, and that was Sunday afternoon. Both of those things happened. As you see the band playing right there, they marched around the parking lot into the Prairieville primary parking lot and then back around. And you see the football team there. They walked it, and they let the cheerleaders have the fire truck. That's always a chivalrous sign, I suppose. And so we're going to get to the second half, and we'll show you some more photos as we go. Homecoming is obviously not over, as the game is like a day early because it was originally supposed to be on Friday. And so tomorrow they're going to have Color Wars. And so that hasn't even taken place yet, so we have no photos of that, obviously. But there was already one day that was missed because of the election day. And so it was a shortened week already. Now it's been a really short week as the kick goes out of bounds. But we'll get some more photos as we go. As you see some of the
and you have a choice there. You can move it up with a penalty or make them re-kick it. And it's pretty obvious that the kicker for St. Thomas Aquinas was kind of aiming towards the sideline. And probably, I think, in most of the leagues, if it goes out of bounds, you get that ball up on the 35-yard line.
And so it's going to be 1st and 10 for Prairieville at the 35, as you said. They're working out of the shotgun here as Charlie Green's going to roll out, and he's going to keep it, and he's going to get a first down. Nice spin move to get past the 45, close to midfield.
Well, I don't know what Charlie was coached up to do, but boy, right off the bat, he wanted to throw that swing pass, and I know he probably was thinking, no, don't need to throw this right now because I'm going to have to make a tackle, and does an outstanding job. And, boy, they have done a superior job. I'm going to just say they're running the veer. It looks like it to me. It looks like he's reading that first down lineman, past the guard. And they've been very successful right there. I like just watching the under center stuff.
And that's Duke that got the first down. Now pressure, gets rid of it, and it's short of his intended receiver. I believe that was Wallace.
St. Thomas Aquinas, boy, they were outstanding with that coverage right there.
So you see the pressure coming right there, and he was coming in quickly, number 36. That's Evan Jump, and he got a jump on that play right there at 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and running that little waggle pass, that little bootleg pass, they had success with the tight end catching the ball. And in the first half.
And now a nice completion and a first down for Prairieville, and that is going to be Hudson Detman with the catch. And so now Prairieville is close to the red zone, down to the 23-yard line. So Prairieville driving, trying to increase their lead from the shotgun. They give it to Duke, and he cuts inside the 15-yard line in the red zone. It's going to be 2nd down and 1, Coach, and they're just moving at will now.
And some big holes, gaping holes right there done by the offensive line, doing an outstanding job today.
And now a flag. So maybe some movement. Let's see what side they call it on. Looks like it's going to be against St. Thomas Aquinas, so now they'll get inside the 10-yard line. And we're hoping that they'll score soon because we're going to have to make Swack give up his mic for a little while because we have a couple of interviews lined up, and they're already here as we're going to get the REV exclusive first interview like we always do with the Queen, Mackenzie Smith. That's coming soon.
Oh, congratulations to St. Thomas Aquinas. It said last time they lined up in this eye, they ran that sweep, and we were able to get outside and corral everybody for a loss.
So Wallace couldn't do anything right there, and that was Robeek on the tackle. So now it's 2nd and goal from the 16-yard line, 9:53 left to go in the third quarter, 20-0. They're setting up the screen, and they get it to Wallace, cuts inside, and he's going to get back to about where he came from. And so they're going to get down to about the 7.
Look like a little middle screen right there. Kind of just watch you running back there, or where you tight ends, it's turns. Nice job. In fact, I saw them run that play in pregame. That was the last play. The guy goes in to score.
And you got a touchdown as Charlie Green throws a touchdown pass to Preston Ronaldo, and the senior gets points on his final home game as a senior for Prairieville High School, and the score now increases to 26-0. As you see on the replay right there, the fake to Duke, and you had a couple of guys down there who were open. As you see, Feist down there, but they went with not Dedman, but Ronaldo, and so the extra point is good. And so now our score is 27-0, and we'll take a short break and come back with an interview with the Prairieville homecoming queen, Mackenzie Smith. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
It's game time. That's right. Get ready to rev up, raise the bar. Go from 0 to 100. That's why REV is bringing the speed. Buku speed. High-powered internet speed that tackles every upload, download, and stream. With the most reliable network born right here in Louisiana. All backed by homegrown support. It's time to experience the power of Buku speed. Make the switch to REV. Visit us at letsrev.com.
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week. It's 27-0. Prairieville scores on their opening drive of the third quarter, and we will have the kick from Usner, and then we'll have the queen for her interview as that is dropped, and Cusimano's having some trouble, and it's going to be good field position if you're a Prairieville fan, as they're going to be tackled inside the 15-yard line. So now, as you see the replay, we're going to bring in the queen, Miss Mackenzie Smith, for Prairieville High School, the first ever homecoming queen. Have you thought about that and what that means?
No, not really. This is kind of a really big shock to me. I really did not think that I would be crowned queen tonight, but I am super excited, and I am so thankful and grateful for everyone that voted for me, and super excited that I get to hold this title.
So you were completely shocked. You had no idea.
No idea at all.
Well, so what went through your head whenever they called your name?
I don't know. My heart felt like it stopped. You know, it was at my feet, so I was just really excited, and my first thought was like, oh my gosh, what is my mom doing right now? Because I just knew she was going to bust out in tears. So I just quickly looked at her, and sure enough, she was definitely crying.
Well, I'm sure they were very proud and very happy for you. Now, you're on the Rev Game of the Week, and I guess we can say this is not your first experience being on the Rev Game of the Week, because we followed you for a few years over at Sandomal, right? So you were one of the softball players that won the state championship last year. Yes. So tell us about your softball experiences.
For the past 3 years, I was at Sandomal, and I was privileged enough to be able to be a part of every state championship winning team there. Truly a great experience. Love those girls, love those coaches so much. But I'm so happy to be beginning a new chapter here at Prairieville and playing on this team.
So you're the pitcher, right?
Yes, sir.
And you're going to be the pitcher on the Prairieville team as well. As we see, we'll look at this play here and see what happens. Oh, no play, so more time for you to talk. So was it hard to leave your school, because not a lot of seniors left Sandomal or Dutchtown or East Ascension for that matter, where there's about 130, 140 of you guys. What made you make that decision to come here?
It was definitely hard leaving a school that you've been to for 3 years and then coming somewhere where you have no idea what's going to happen. But I definitely don't regret that decision, and I'm so happy that I'm here. I just made the decision because it was just what was best for me. It was what's best for my family. It was what was best for my softball career. So I'm very happy that I'm here.
Okay, do you miss anything about your old school, or are you just looking ahead?
I'm just looking ahead. I love everything here.
Okay, so what's your favorite things about this high school?
I definitely love my teachers. I love my new friends. I love all the opportunities that I've been getting here. I love my new coach. He's amazing. He's just my biggest supporter. And I love my new team. I love everything about it here.
Okay, so you said you had some great teachers here. Who's your favorite teacher?
Coach Collier.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I can understand that. He's the wrestling coach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't have any wrestling in your future, right?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so, but I've heard a lot of good things about him as well. So what I always like to do when you have this this moment is I like to give you an opportunity to thank everybody that you want to thank. This is your moment. You can say anything you want to say. You can thank everybody that you want to thank. Just go ahead. It's your moment.
I want to say thank you for my parents. They made this happen for me. I couldn't have done it without them. I definitely needed their dinero. They've just been so supportive of me this whole time, and ever since I've said, I really want to be on a homecoming court, they have backed me 100% from that. I want to say thank you to all my teammates. They have been by my side this entire time. Thank you to every coach that I've ever had. I love all of them, and just thank you to the school. Thank you to everybody that voted me. I'm so happy you all made it possible.
So we heard a little bit about you and your softball career and your future when they were introducing you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what your future is going to involve?
After I graduate, I will be attending Auburn University at Montgomery. I got a scholarship to go play there. It's a D2 college, and I'm super excited. I have no idea what I'm going to major in. Haven't figured that out. But I'm just hoping that I'll figure it out soon because I definitely do need to make that decision.
Okay. Any last words, any advice, any wisdom, anything you want to say? This is your last moment.
Don't be afraid to make a switch. If you need to change something in your life, do it. Don't be afraid to do it. It was the best decision I ever made.
Well, I bet, because now you're going to go down in history as the first ever homecoming queen at Prairieville High School. Miss Mackenzie Smith, you've done a great job here at the school, and you're representing the school very well. And that comes from somebody who actually works here as well. So thank you very much for coming along, and thanks for the interview.
Thank you.
All right, so this is Mackenzie Smith, our 2024 inaugural homecoming queen at Prairieville High School. So thank you very much. We want to see if we can get a second interview now, as the person that's kind of introducing her and bringing her around is Miss Angela Croy, who is in charge of homecoming. As you see a pass for a touchdown, so you might need to stay in here because you're bringing some good luck. So you see a touchdown right there, and who made that catch? As I'm busy doing a selfie right now, but now let's give that to Ivan Sanders, a junior wide receiver, wide open, as you look here on the replay. And so how do you enjoy football, Angel?
I really enjoy football. I was a cheerleader back in my day, middle school, high school cheerleader. I've always just enjoyed all things football.
Okay, so what do you think about that play right there?
It was fantastic.
Absolutely.
I think the Hurricanes are looking amazing tonight. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I kind of put you on the spot there because you're actually putting on your microphone when you missed the entire touchdown. But I apologize for that, as it's 34-0 now, Prairieville. And we started showing some of the photos, and we're going to keep it here and go through some of the photos, and maybe you can tell us about some of the things. We got to the homecoming parade and pep rally, and these are some of the photos. Now, this took place on Sunday, so we got through the football players and the cheerleaders and some of the floats. So tell us about what went on Sunday.
So we decided collectively to move the homecoming parade from Thursday night to Sunday. This allowed us to start the parade earlier because of daylight savings time. It also allowed a lot of our community members to join us. We invited all of our feeder schools to join us that day, and we saw lots of future Hurricanes in the crowds, which our kids just loved. So it was a great day for all. We've heard nothing but positive comments. So yeah, I think for our first inaugural homecoming festivity, our official first homecoming parade, I think it went off really well.
Well, you talked about this. It's unusual to kind of have the homecoming take place during when daylight savings times ends.
Correct.
And so you kind of had to do that, as you see Mackenzie right there in her convertible being shown around. Is that something that you plan on doing, or maybe the school might consider doing full time, the Sunday parade, or have y'all thought about that beyond this school year?
So, that's something that we kind of thought about this year, specifically because daylight savings time was ending, and we wanted to make it more of a community event. It's something that I'm sure in the future we will think about. If we're after that daylight saving time ending, possibly.
Yeah, I was there, and I attended the parade, and I was at the pep rally, and I thought it was a good decision to do that, and I thought it was very successful. And then you did the parade at school, and so you did it around the parking lot. What went behind that decision instead of going on the streets? You know anything about that?
So that decision was made just basically to keep it small, not really small, but keep it together.
Yeah.
The closeness, everybody on our campus, just welcoming everybody to Prairieville High School, maybe possibly for the first time. It was just something that we thought of that would possibly work best. Again, partnering with those feeder schools, we just thought, we have two schools next door to one another, so we utilized both parking lots, and I feel like it worked really well, ending the parade with a pep rally in the stadium. We were thankful that the weather was great, since all of that went off without a hitch and without the rain.
Right. It was a very nice day. And then we can move on to Monday, because you start having the dress days.
Correct.
And so Monday, what was the event that you were having on that day?
So Monday was country versus country club. Lots of kids enjoyed that one. I feel like it was an easy one. They either pulled out their cowboy boots and cowboy hats, or they dressed like they were going to play tennis or golf at the country club. So It was something a lot of kids participated in.
Right. I went country, which was kind of a shock because I am the least country person that's out there.
You pulled that off amazingly well.
Well, I appreciate that. I did my best. Now, it was kind of a situation where you had already a short week, because on Tuesday you didn't have anything because there was no school because of the election.
Correct.
And then on Friday, which is tomorrow, you're having Color Wars, so you missed that day, and we don't have any photos to share from that.
Right.
But things still went on Wednesday and Thursday.
Right.
So tell us about those things.
So Wednesday we had probably the most favorite day of the week is we called it Evacuation 2 or Crew, which is basically just dynamic duo day. Lots of kids. By far, this one is always going to make it into the homecoming lineup, simply because it's the most popular. Everyone gets into it, teachers and students alike. Even the office staff was all involved. Everyone had a costume or something, regardless of how easy or detailed it was.
Yeah, we all dressed up as a faculty and as a U.S. history faculty in our department, and then you guys as the librarians also dressed
Correct.
up. So what did you guys do?
So Ms. Geraci, my partner librarian, and I decided we were going to go as book bandits. So we were stealing all the books off the shelves all day.
Right, and who was the winners for that? We don't have the photo at the moment for that one, but what was the winning?
So we had
outfit?
a top three, and it was a crew of 4 who had dressed up like Monsters Inc. We had someone who dressed up as the 2 main characters, as well as the little girl in the movie, as well as the door, which honestly plays a big part in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought it was very creative and thought out of the box. So they definitely pulled off that first place win.
And today you also had a dress down day, and so tell us about that.
So today was Hurricane Heroes or Villains. So lots of heroes, if that, whatever that meant, interpreting for students. Some of them dressed up as our local fire departments or police chiefs, but we also had a lot of Disney villains or just superheroes and villains in that sense.
Right, and so what is going on tomorrow?
So tomorrow is our class war day, basically. We're calling it Storm Spirit. So each class is going to have a different color that they're going to dress head to toe. So freshmen are going to be in gray, seniors are going to dress in all white, and then the juniors and sophomores are going to each one be in navy and one be in lime green.
Okay, and then finally on Saturday you have the dance, and tell us what's going to go on there.
Yeah, so the dance is going to be held here on campus. Our theme is a stormy night. We're just sticking with the hurricane theme this year and embracing all of it. So at the dance, we're going to announce the court again. We're going to present the court, introduce the queen again to the student body, and we are going to crown our first homecoming king.
Right, and so that's all going to take place Saturday. So just the queen tonight, and I guess I'm sure Mackenzie's going to enjoy tomorrow, right?
Oh,
because
for sure.
she gets to walk around school as a queen for a
That's
day
right.
before she even has her dance. So that ought to be a lot of fun. So Prairieville with the ball again and driving, but any other things you want to add to what we've been talking about here as far as homecoming goes?
You know, it has been just a wonderful week. I don't think any staff member or student could have predicted a weather event or anything to happen this week. But we have embraced it. Everyone has come together. We have made it the absolute best week. We could not have imagined it being better than what it actually was.
And this is your first time doing it, and I want to say you really did a great job.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, Angela Croy, librarian here at Prairieville High School, and she is in charge of the homecoming activities, and she's done a great job here in her first year doing this on her own. Well, there was lots of help, I'm sure. Right? Who do you want to thank about that?
Help. You know, the administration here has just been by far the best ever. Anything and everything we need, they have helped, figure out problem solved with when we had the weather or when something didn't go as we expected. So they have been just amazing. Our Cat 5 crew sponsors have been so instrumental in helping us get that spirit going. My student council sophomore officers have helped. They helped me tremendously with Dynamic Duo Day on Wednesday. And just the student body and the staff have been just great. Anything and everything we have asked for, they have been just willing to give us suggestions, how to improve. They've been great. And one person I cannot forget, Miss Shelley Simmons, who helped me with the hospitality room tonight. I could not have done that without her. She helped us get the 1966 Queen, Miss Judy, here tonight. So she was definitely instrumental in our preparations.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I know we took a lot of your time. We took almost the entire quarter. We apologize for that because I know you have to go out, and I know you got to bring Mackenzie around and show her around to everybody who wants to talk to her. So we're going to let you go now. Angela Croy from Prairieville High School in charge of the homecoming. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
Oh, we're glad to have you.
Thanks.
All right. So we're going to get to the final moments, and now the bad part is now we got to bring Swack back into the broadcast. This was his best quarter of the season, I would think. But we're going to see if he can. We see if he can top that. It's good. You're going to have a tough act to follow there, Swack, as we're now down into the final minute of the third quarter, and it's been a successful third quarter for Prairieville, 34-0.
Am I supposed to say that I enjoy being the homecoming queen this year? Or?
If you want to say that, then I'm not going to judge you.
I tell you what, I look up and it's 34-0. I'm going to tell you, this has got to be an exciting time. When you win the first game of the year, and then all of a sudden, you go whatever it is, 8 weeks, and you don't get another victory, and probably a lot of lopsided losses, and here you are, lining up with your teammates, and your defense is playing an outstanding game, pitching a shutout right here, and offense at 34 points here going into the end of the third quarter.
And you can see the replays right here. We can update you on some of the scores because I know some of you are going to be interested in that. Santa Maria leads Denham Springs 24-8 in the third. They are looking for a share of the district title. Dutchtown looks like they're going to get a share of it. They lead Live Oak 28-0 in the third. Walker leads East Ascension. East Ascension was winning earlier, 17-14. Now they trail 24-17. And in one game of interest, especially to the Dutchtown crowd, Catholic is putting it on Zachary at halftime, 44-21. If Zachary loses and Dutchtown wins, there's a strong likelihood that Dutchtown can move into the top 8 unless somebody leapfrogs them, which may be unlikely, but we will see.
And, if you want to try to figure that out, be my guest, because all of a sudden, you have this meeting at the end of the season with the LHSA to see if there's any protests or any issues with your positioning.
Right.
And as you see what happened last week with University High,
right,
having an ineligible player having to forfeit basically all their games that they've won this, and one of them was against Catholic.
Right, that could affect that game tonight that we were just talking about. But this is the final play of the third quarter. Prairieville pulling away. They lead St. Thomas Aquinas 34-0. As the third quarter ends, we'll take a break and come back. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Prairieville High School would like to thank the following Cat 5 sponsors for their support of our inaugural season of athletic competition.
Relief Windows,
Galvez Seafood, Superior Office Supplies, Mike Anderson's, Miller Safety Consulting, Hollis Orthodontics.
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week, homecoming night at Prairieville High School. And Prairieville is having a successful homecoming, a happy homecoming, first ever homecoming for the Hurricanes as they lead St. Thomas Aquinas 34-0. And again, want to thank Angelle LaCroix. She did a great job with her interview. And of course, Mackenzie Smith, the Queen, did a good job as well. I'm sure you were excited to know that the first Queen is a former Santa Ma Gator.
Well, you got to start somewhere.
Yep.
And Santa Ma is a great place to start. Well, actually, if you look in Ascension Parish, everywhere you go, they have nothing but great places. It is amazing of what our school board does for academics and athletics and extracurricular activities. Highly impressive, because if you go elsewhere, you see nothing but sometimes sadness.
And now we're back to the action, and we can talk about the action again. After a busy third quarter, Dean Cusimano made the catch for St. Thomas Aquinas, and he's going to lose 2 yards. It's going to bring up second down and 12.
Well, you try to throw that little screen out there, and, you're not supposed to be blocking on that defensive end, getting the rush. And he did an outstanding job of playing that thing and making the tackle for a 2-yard loss.
So now it's second and 12. Fourth quarter underway, 34-0. Shotgun. Dumps it to Cusimano. And taken down by Kaiwan Spriggs. Kaiwan Striggs. And it's going to be a 5-yard gain and third down and 7.
A little swing pass with the receivers blocking it outside, picking up a few yards on the play, creating a 3rd and 7 or 8. Wide side of the field over there towards St. Thomas Aquinas, the Falcons.
A little tired tonight probably at this point because, like we said, there's a lot of two-way players. And they've struggled a little bit on defense tonight. And on third down, Ullman is going to get rid of it and just heaves it out of bounds. He was outside the tackle box.
Outside the tackle box and throws it past the down box. Not real certain what the breakdown was over there because the wide receiver was running a vertical down that sideline. They were in the empty backfield, and Prairieville does an outstanding job stringing him out. And, of course, he does an outstanding job throwing that ball away.
So now we're ready for the punt, and then after the punt, we're going to talk about what might be coming up in our future here on the Rev Game of the Week as he gets it away. And he's done a good job punting tonight, and it's taken at the 39 and then down very quickly as tackle made by number 8, Ross Perilou. Our game of the week next week, we'll definitely have a game on Rev Sports 1, and we may have a second game on Rev Sports 2. Dutchtown will be hosting a game next week, and we can say that with near certainty. Santa Maria has a chance. They scored again 31-8, and so they need some help now. They've done their part for at least up to now, so now they need some other people to help them out.
And I think that was Turner catching that ball. I maybe should have just fair caught it.
We have a new quarterback in the game. And a nice pass and catch made by Regilio, and the quarterback is Skylar Kelly, number 0.
Well, Kelly, he probably looked up and said, I don't know if I'm supposed to throw the hitch route out here, but we're wide open out here, and does a good job. Maybe checked off there.
And now first down, they're going to throw it again, or maybe not. That's a sack. Number 36 comes in and makes the tackle for St. Thomas Aquinas. That is Evan Jump.
Well, they really, on the bootleg, they really have a great flood right there. But I'm going to tell you, St. Thomas Aquinas has done an excellent job of covering that. And maybe I'd like to see the quarterback get a little bit better depth where he can square those shoulders up to make a better throw.
Right. Second down screen set up and going inside and a first down and more. 15-10 broken tackle, touchdown Prairieville, and another touchdown for Preston Ronaldo. Senior night for him with another touchdown for the Prairieville Hurricanes, and it's been a fun one for them so far.
Jeff, I'm just telling you, well executed play right there.
Absolutely.
You had linemen and receivers downfield blocking.
And he found the right hole to cut outside, and then he broke a tackle, and he was in. Now Lyons is going to kick the extra point. And it is good, and so it's 41-0 with 9 minutes left to go. We'll take a break. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
It's game time. That's right. Get ready to rev up. Raise the bar. Go from 0 to 100. That's why Rev is bringing the speed. Buku speed. High-powered internet speed that tackles every upload, download, and stream. With the most reliable network born right here in Louisiana. All backed by homegrown support. It's time to experience the power of Buku speed. Make the switch to Rev. Visit us at letsrev.com.
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week, and I'm going to turn it over to my buddy here for his favorite part of the broadcast.
And we have the middle school last week of the season right there, where you see Gonzales over the bluff, 36-8, Dutchtown 26-0, Prairieville 32-16, Lake 26, and Galvez, the parish champion. We'll show the standings right after this return.
And they've had bad field position to start just about every drive so far, and that's going to be another one of those. And so now let's turn it over
inside
to
the 20, and there it is. Galvez finished. Coach Benny Babin retires, 36 years. There's a record 196, 40-something, and 3. And what a great career. I enjoyed my time coaching with him for about 12 years. A lot of fun. Great guy to have your kid being mentored to be a football player and a young man. And real interesting to see. We talk all the time. A lot of fun. Great coach and a great guy.
So now we're in running time. The clock is running. They agreed, I suppose, because 42 is the magic number after a short game.
And St. Thomas beat someone last week.
Yeah, Independence.
Independence has been like a powerhouse in
past
years.
They have been in the past. It's just not their year this year. And when we talk about going back to the middle school there, if we got all the Prairieville fans watching that broadcast, what's their favorite part of that graphic right there?
Well, the favorite part is that they get to team up with Galvez, and they had 8th grade night here.
Right.
Coach Spit had 8th grade night because they're all coming to this school right here.
And who finished second?
Prairieville.
And who are they feeding?
And they're feeding Prairieville High School.
So
that's not even a trick question.
I thought you might say Santa Ma, but
oh no.
Okay, I was just checking. So it's third down and
so
long.
it's gonna be you have a number of kids in the football program. Well, you got a number of kids in athletics over here. It's just going to gradually start streaming. You got the 2 best middle schools the year they had. They'll be coming over here to Prairieville. And as I tell everybody, no telling who might move in. Here's a screen out to the left.
And Cusimano's going to get a first down up to the 38.
Well executed right there.
And so you see on the replay, nice dump, good blocking downfield, following his blockers. And a good job going down there by number 72, Juan Christie, at that left tackle spot.
So I imagine Coach Smith, you're going to have some of these kids that are going to go off to wrestling. They're going to go off to soccer. They're going to go off to basketball. And I imagine, if they have an athletic PE, I assume they do, they're going to get highly involved in that weight program.
Yep.
And, you're going to just look at a lot better football team because they're going to be able to go through a lot more activities because they're here in school. They weren't here last year at this time.
Right. And that's the big difference. As this team was not together until after the school year was over. So they had never practiced together until June and July. And so now they're going to have a conditioning program. Now they're going to have more kids coming in from the feeder schools. And the transition, how do you think the transition is going to look from year 1 to year 2? Are we going to see a big jump here possibly?
I think kids get bigger, faster, and stronger. When you throw that weight program in there, and if they're playing other sports, that could only be a plus for them. And I just think, it's just going to be a matter of time. But, you're going to have to be slightly patient because it doesn't happen overnight. But the one thing that you have going for you have a great facility here. You have a great school. And nothing but good things could happen, I believe.
Right. That was an incomplete pass to Shane Nico. It's going to be 3rd down and 3, and the clock running, 3:50 plus left to go. After this play, let's take a look at the top 10 in the state of Louisiana in 5A, so we can talk about that as we head towards the end of our broadcast in running time. And a deep pass downfield, and the receiver is open, and he's got it. And now they're in the red zone for the first time tonight. Catch made by number 5, Luke Lambert.
Oh, a nice pitching catch right here. Quarterback gets in that shotgun and just throws it down there probably as far as you want to in 5. And, nice catch right there.
You have a injured player all the way on the other side of the field. One of the offensive linemen went down, and he's back at the 38-yard line. So while we are attending to that injury, let's take a look at that graphic about the top 10. And so this is the non-select power rankings. Instead of doing the top 10, this is what Dutchtown's trying to get to. It's that top 8. Southside's at that 8 spot right now. Now, what we were looking at and hypothetically proposing is that Zachary is at 7. Zachary is losing to Catholic by a wide margin right now. And so they potentially could drop, and Southside and Dutchtown could move up.
Well, let's just say they don't win, but you know what they're going to do? They're going to get 10 points out of Catholic.
Yeah.
So that's almost like a win. You know, you look at this, you know, Airline, you say, where's Airline? It's in Bossier City.
Yep.
And they're scoring about 55 points a game. Central, they are seriously well coached. Ruston is your state champion from last year. They've lost 2 games. Parkway is where Coach Feaster used to be the head coach back in the day. Manderville's over there around the Slidell area. Zachary, you know, they got beat in the finals last year. Southside's a new school in 5A. And, of course, you have Dutchtown, and everyone knows where Destrehan is.
Right.
And the success that they've had athletically.
Now,
a lot of good football teams right there.
Now, from what I'm hearing from Manderville, though, they're going to be in that top 8, but that running back that is so good is out for the season. And so they're a team that you don't know if they're going to be able to recover from that.
Well,
the other teams are going to be very solid.
Yeah. You never know about injuries. You never know about just pure D luck sometimes.
Yep.
I mean, how unlucky was Dutchtown last year having the game called and they look like they kind of dominate the thing and have to come back the next day and play.
So you're right about that. I was at that both nights, or one night and one afternoon, as the quarterback's going to roll out. They're trying to get on the board, and they won't on this play. It's 3rd down and long. And now we're inside of 2 minutes. And while we wait, we want to congratulate again our homecoming queen, Miss Mackenzie Smith, who was crowned at halftime, and she gave a great interview. She was really nervous, but she did a great job.
When you were interviewing the teacher,
right?
I had to tell her all about the history of softball in Santa Ma. You know, it just didn't happen, you know, her time, you know, here at Santa Ma High School. But, you know, Jimmy Iturralde, he started that thing with the first state championship, and then Scott Nielsen came in, and then Amy Petrie. So they've had some great coaches and great players, and, of course, she was one of them. And I'm sure she'll enjoy her time here at Prairieville.
So, Nolan, do we have any of the shots of the court at the homecoming pep rally? We had a couple of shots of the girls that I don't think made it into the rotation yet. You see them right there. And so those are all the girls. And so you see that's Audriella Baumgarten, and you see also Caroline Palmer, Rachel Thompson, Ariel Boudreau, Mackenzie Smith, of course, and Jalea Pikes. So Jalea's in the middle there. The third and the fourth one was Ariel Boudreau in that last shot. So congratulations to all those girls.
41-0.
And
no trap play.
Cusimano can't quite get in. So it comes down to this. Potential shutout on the line. So after 3, you have Dutchtown leading Live Oak 28-7. After 3, Santa Ma was leading Denham Springs 31-8. So there's a chance you get 2 home games next week. So you might have to fire up that Rev too.
Yeah, I think that Santa Ma, you know, they're coming around right here towards the end of the year.
Mm-hmm. It seems like Denham Springs and Walker are so unpredictable because they can beat anybody one week and they can lose to anybody the next week. As the quarterback rolls out and he's going to throw it in the end zone and gets the touchdown. And they go on the board and the shutout is gone. That was Ross Perilou with the touchdown catch. Nice little pitch and catch there by the quarterback.
A little bootleg action, and you basically have a flood route in the end zone right there, and that's the last guy coming from the backside here for the catch and the touchdown.
Now we're down inside of 20 seconds, so I guess after the extra point, we might be done for the night. And so the kicker will get his shot, and then the game may come to an end. And the extra point is good by number 14, Daniel Whittle. And that is the end of the game. Our final score is 41-7. Prairieville wins. We'll take a short break and come back and wrap things up. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
It's game time. That's right. Get ready to rev up. Raise the bar. Go from 0 to 100. That's why REV is bringing the speed. Buku speed. High-powered internet speed that tackles every upload, download, and stream. With the most reliable network born right here in Louisiana. All backed by homegrown support. It's time to experience the power of Buku speed. Make the switch to REV. Visit us at letsrev.com.
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week, and Week 10 is over. Prairieville's inaugural season is finished, and they finished with a win. They opened with a win over Thrive Academy, and they finished with a win over St. Thomas Aquinas. Again, our final score, 41-7. They look good, Coach.
I was very impressed, first of all, defensively. I thought they were very, very sound. Prairieville was, just about throughout the night. And then offensively, I just enjoyed watching under center, shotgun, just a variety of veer action. I saw a buck sweep in there. So a lot of good things right there, and a good way to start this season and a good way to end this season.
And so we'll turn it over to the band who will play the Alma Mater. So the alma mater from the Prairieville High School band. And as we wrap our broadcast up tonight, let's look at a couple of things. Let's start with the volleyball and wish everybody good luck on Saturday. You have Dutchtown advancing. They'll play Saturday, and you have East Ascension advancing. So good luck to both of them. Congratulations to Santa Ma on making the postseason. Denham Springs or Benton will take on Dutchtown. East Ascension will travel to Slidell. Now, next week for the Rev Game of the Week, that's still up in the air because it's the first round of the playoffs. And so as far as that goes, we are expecting a Dutchtown home game on Friday night next week, and possibly a Santa Ma home game next week. And so we'll have to see about that, Coach.
And, this is exactly what you're looking for. We don't know exactly what East Ascension did at Walker, but winning Week 10, getting you ready to go into the playoffs, and it's an exciting time of the year. And, we have hopefully we can have some home games because, boy, we got some nice facilities at all of the schools to host some playoff games.
And the final congratulations go to Mackenzie Smith, the first ever Prairieville High School homecoming queen. We'd like to thank her for coming in and being a good sport and being covered tonight for our broadcast and being interviewed. I also want to thank Angela LaCroix for coming in and talking and bringing Mackenzie in so quickly so that we could get the interview in. I want to thank Coach Swack, of course. I want to thank Nolan, I guess, here in the director booth, and Lyle Boudreau back at home keeping us up to date on the scores. And then our camper operators, Jake, Priya, and Hannah Grace, y'all done a great job as well. I'm Jeff Porsche, and we're done for tonight. We'll see you next week. Our final score, Prairieville 41, St. Thomas Aquinas 7. You have been watching the Rev Game of the Week.